The following is a paid program. Talk 103.7 WTIP and Cable Channel 7 welcome you into Financially Speaking with Jim Taunton. Find us live on radio, TV, the IPX Media app, and on YouTube. Just search Financially Speaking NC or get the link at WTIPFM.com. The opinions expressed in this show are for general informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine what investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities and investment advisory services are offered through Genoa Wealth Management Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Now, here's your host for Financially Speaking, certified financial advisor, Jim Taunton.
Hello and welcome to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here, your host for the next 30 minutes. Thank you, Michael Buscemi. Buscemi. Want to make sure I get it right. He has turned up the volume from the studio, the bumper music, and I assume the callers. I can't wait to get a caller and see what they sound like. I actually will be able to hear every word now, I believe. Don't know what he did, but I told him I like to have the volume so high coming to me that I have to turn it down. That way I have some playroom there, and sure enough. Thank you, Michael. And I told him to share what he did with Dom and Phil, too, so they could learn a little something about that control board. All right. We are a listener participation program, as always. So we'd love to have a call from you. And as you can tell, this is, by the way, this is going to be the sickest Financially Speaking program you have ever seen tonight. And I'm actually using that term in the old sense of really sick. Last Thursday, I didn't do a program because it was just coming on me. And been a week, and it was a week, I'm telling you. I've had numerous sinus infections over my lifetime. I don't know why my sinuses are conducive for infections, but they are. So a lot of colds I have turned into sinus infections. And that's what I had. Actually, today's my last day of a 7-day antibiotic regimen. And I actually feel better. I know I don't sound great, but I feel definitely better than I did 2 or 3 days ago. And last Saturday was the pits, absolute pits. But I apologize for the sound of the voice, but at least I'm here, and I've got really good information for you. But I tell you, the last 6 weeks in my entire family has been, there've been a lot of sickness going around, a lot of sickness, and you're hearing about it. I mean, we've had pneumonia in the family and bronchitis in the family and this and that and the other. It's just crazy. When you have 6 grandchildren and of course, a lot of them go to school and daycare and what have you. They bring it home and share it with the parents, and then parents share it with parents. And there you have it. But I'm on the mend. I really am on the mend, and just glad to be able to sit here and bring you a program. So if you appreciate the effort, give me a call with your question, anything financially related. And the number here is area 252, of course, 355. No, it's not. 561-8255, 561-8255. And if you call with a financially related question, your name goes into the drawing for the dinner for two at Ottavolo. I'll even pay the tip. Wonderful place to eat, lunch or dinner. And I'll have you covered, you and your significant other, on me. So that's if you win the drawing. But you get in the drawing by calling with a question. You don't have to answer a question. Just call with a question. And if you do that now, we'll take your call first when we come back from the 2-minute break or so. 561-TALK, 561-8255. I will talk with you again in a couple minutes.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Okay, Jim Taunton here, back with you. Merry Christmas, by the way. It's hard to believe it's less than a week. Less than a week till Christmas. I mean, good grief. And then, of course, it's over like that. It's just crazy. Look forward to it for so long. Again, the number here, call me with your financially related questions, is 561-TALK. 561-8255. And if you call with the question, your name goes into the drawing for the dinner for two at Ottavola. I'll even pay the tip. So interrupt the monologue at any point in time. And I'd like to thank Dom for manning the dials tonight. He is the producer. He is missing out on some of the IBX Christmas party, I understand. I wasn't invited, but that's okay. I think Phil is probably on his way now after the Logan show went off the air. If it's, it'll be going off the air. It is off the air now. So y'all have a good time. All right. I was going to share some information last week regarding the upcoming Fed meeting and announcement on interest rates. And of course, I didn't have the show last week, but I'm going to read some things to you, and then I'm going to make some comments about what happened this week with the Fed, and also what happened in the market after the Fed announcement. These are all experts. Josh Hurt, senior U.S. economist at Vanguard. CPI print confirms that the market consensus of another 25 basis point cut from the Federal Reserve will take place. Whitney Watson with Goldman Sachs, 0.25 basis points. Alicia Levine with BNY Wealth, again looking at 0.25. Peter Bookvar with Bleakley Financial Group. All these people are looking at 0.25 rate reduction. And that was last week. And guess what the Fed did this week? They reduced the interest rate 0.25. So you would think when almost everyone in the financial world was looking for a 0.25 reduction in interest rates, when they get a 0.25 reduction in interest rates, you would think that they would be happy, wouldn't you? You really would. most of the time the market doesn't like unknowns. Well, this was a known. We knew they were going to reduce rates by 0.25. And we knew basically what Jay Powell was going to say. And he said it. We knew that inflation was stickier than hoped. We knew the economy was strong. We knew all these things. So we knew the Fed was probably going to slow down on interest rate reductions. It was just a given. But in the speech after they announced the rate reduction, Jay Powell said exactly what I just said, that the economy was going along great. Inflation was sticky. We're data-driven. We're looking at maybe a maximum of 2 rate cuts next year, all year, which is probably 2 fewer than most people had originally thought would happen next year. Okay, no big deal. It right in line. But the market tanked. I mean, it went down precipitously yesterday. Now, I will say today, the market bounced rather nicely for a while. Then it gave up a lot of the gains at the end of the day, but it did bounce. Cooler heads will prevail, and the market will begin its upward trek again. But yesterday in the market was just a complete overreaction. But what I'm hearing and reading from people that I know and respect is that the market tanking yesterday was really an indictment on Jay Powell and or the Fed, because they're not spitting out information that is congruent. For example, if they're saying that inflation is stickier than they first thought, and they even went as far as to say that it could be 2025 before, maybe it was 26, before inflation would get down close to the 2% level, which is what they were shooting for. Why would they reduce interest rates? That's the question. And I think that's what troubled the market. They're getting conflicting signals from the Fed, which is what they get quite often from the Fed. It would almost be better for the Fed to say nothing and just act. Just, do what they do with the rates and not make any statements whatsoever. It's amazing. They actually have. They've done a good job of managing this fighting inflation and not causing people to lose their jobs, and unemployment hasn't skyrocketed, but I tell you, it's something. All right. Now, let me go back to my notes. Where are my notes? There they are. Yeah. All right. There we go. Okay. So after that knee-jerk reaction, we had many experts on Wall Street say it was a back up the truck moment. Now, if you're not in the business, you would have no idea what that means. What that means when you say it's a back up the truck moment is it's like you're hauling things. You back up the truck and you just load up the truck with everything, take it to the dump. Okay. Well, back up the truck moment with Wall Street means it is buying time. Back up the truck and buy everything you can buy. Now, you can do that by just buying an index ETF or mutual fund for that matter, even an S&P 500, whatever sectors that you might want to pinpoint, but that would be the way to back up the truck in a situation like this. And had you done that, you would have bought at a good discount, 3 to 4% discount over the previous day's close. So, excuse me, I had to cough, didn't want to do it in your ear. So, I'm agreeing with them. I think that it was just a ridiculous, emotional, knee-jerk reaction to what Jay Powell had to say. And there is no fundamental change in the market in that 24-hour period from the previous day's action to when Jay Powell said what he did. It's just nothing fundamental at all. It's all circumstantial. It's all knee-jerk. It's just ridiculous what happens in the markets. I get so irritated with it. I really do. But I think it's probably a buying opportunity. And I saw an article, too, on a kind of a related note. The article was NVIDIA alternatives. NVIDIA has had a tough couple of months, actually. It certainly has underperformed the market the last couple of months. Year to date, it's up gangbusters, and over the last 3 or 4 years, up gangbusters. But last couple of months, it's down. So here come all the people out of the woodwork. What are the alternatives to NVIDIA? What can we buy instead of NVIDIA to play the same sector? Well, let me ask you something. Why would you want to buy an alternative when you can buy NVIDIA? I mean, NVIDIA is literally the only player at the level that they're playing with their chips, the performance of their chips. They are the only game in town. Google it. Do your research. NVIDIA is it. Why in the world, if you're going to buy an AI company, why wouldn't you buy NVIDIA? Because they have an excellent outlook. The only thing that could cause NVIDIA not to keep going up would be if there was an alternative found for AI in general and their chips in particular, if there was an alternative. And who knows, that could come out, but not tomorrow anyway. Whereas the slave on Gladiator said, not yet. All right, let's go to another 2-minute break, and call me during this break with your financially related question, please. And your name will go into the drawing for the dinner Ventura Tavola. I'd love to talk with you. I promise I won't bite. And you're asking the question, so you're not having to answer a question. You're not going to look like an idiot, I promise. And the number's 561-TALK, 561-8255. And I'll talk with you again in a couple of minutes.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here, your host for another, how many minutes we have? Was that 10? About 10 minutes, maybe 9. Plenty of time for a call. 561-TALK, 561-8255. Call me with that financially ready question, something that is of interest to you, pertinent to you, important to you. Give me a buzz. And your name goes into the drawing for the dinner for two at Ottabola. Even pay the tip.
You've got a caller,
right.
Tony.
Oh, wonderful. Tony, bless you, my child. Go right ahead with your question.
Hey, I've got a question.
Yes.
You probably think I'm crazy when I tell you what I might want to do. Well, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Next year, sometime next year, I will be 69.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about drawing my Social Security for 10 or 11 months. Then the end of the 10 or 11 months, I plan to do a do-over and give the money all back to Social Security and do a do-over. I don't know if you're aware of that, or you know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea.
Okay. You're entitled to one do-over per, and it's got to be less than 12 months. And, you know, you get an 8% raise in premium or payment every year you wait past full retirement age. And I would like to know where I could park $3,000. It'd be over $3,000 a month in an account to draw dividends for up to 11 months.
Yeah, that's a bank account. You that length of time and that amount of money, that would not be something you'd want to invest per se. A money market fund, and money markets are paying 4.5 to 4.75 currently, depending on where which one you use, that kind of thing. And I'm just curious, Tony, what are you trying to accomplish by doing that? Why not just wait until 70 and a half to draw your money?
Well, you just get a little bit of dividends off the money that year.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't be much, but it'd be a little bit.
Right. I understand. Yeah, and that might appeal to some. It's just, to me personally, it would not be worth the rigmarole you have to go through with Social Security Administration to do that. But if
there's probably no more than 1% of Americans that do that.
Yeah. Well,
most people don't even know about it.
If you like getting something over on the government, then go right ahead.
See, you can, wherever you park it, you only got to pay the amount they paid you. You can keep the dividends or interest you might make off the money.
I understand. Yeah, if
so you haven't got a vehicle to help me.
Well, I would. You should go through a local institution for that, because you need it in 11 months. That's not investment money. That is savings kind of money, and that's what you want to do locally.
Well, I'm in 2 credit unions, so I could do it in one of the credit unions.
Yeah, and they'll pay you. I'm sure they'll pay you 3% on something like that. And probably the interest you learn on it, maybe you can go out to eat nice with it. So there you go.
Yeah, probably one meal. Yep.
Dessert.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like paying all your bills with your credit card and get 1% back.
I actually I have one credit card, a Visa, and I run everything that we buy every month through that virtually. Now we have another card that we use for the systematics, the drafts, for services on the TV and that kind of thing, because I don't want that one to be hacked. We got another one we use for all purchases, Amazon, eating out, everything, gas, what have you. And we run $10,000 a month through that card, and I buy Amazon gift card with the points that I get on that card, and then I'll just redeem those things on Amazon, and man, we get $3,000 or $4,000 a year worth of free money from that.
Yeah, I do the same. I do the same thing.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I have bought so many TVs with Visa points. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah,
okay, well, I was just wondering if you had a vehicle I could park that in.
More power to you. Thank you for calling, by the way, and Merry Christmas.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that's interesting. I mean, the concept is good, Tony. I mean, honestly, the concept is good. It's just the amount, to me, would not be motivation to go through the rigmarole you'd have to go through with Social Security Administration. But if you would like to, that's fine. All right. I was going to talk about a case. Oh, where are we? 626. Yeah, I might be able to get this out. And I actually am seeing the people tomorrow in my office, but we've been working together now for about 3 months. And one of the parties, they had someone die and left them something in a trust, and then the trust had to be distributed. Plus, they had some old 401k, some previous employers that they had never moved. Plus, they had accounts that they had opened themselves, joint accounts, IRAs, what have you. It was just a convoluted ball of stuff there. And, along with getting me as their financial advisor and to help them manage their money and financial affairs going forward, consolidation is a pretty nifty word sometimes. And what we'll do tomorrow, now all the assets have come in from all the sources. And now we have, multiple accounts. It's 5 or 6 different kinds of accounts. But I have a third-party reporting system that I have used for 25 or 30 years, and I pay for it dearly. And I have to pay every year because we get updates of the program as well. But this program will go out to all companies overnight, pulling the data of all of my clients. So it's everybody that has my RIP code attached to their account. And it'll consolidate information on those clients from no matter where the money is located, and allow me to run a report that lists every account, no matter where it is, the values, the holdings. Then I can run performance reports on those numbers. And I cannot overstate the value of that for a client. When a client can sit there, and I've got a huge screen in my meeting room with clients, and I run that consolidated report, and I can pull up husband and wife, consolidate in one report, show the value at the end, sum total, grand total of all those assets. It's interesting to look on the faces sometimes, but that's what I do. I have music in my ear, so we're done. And as always, this is Jim Taunton helping you make all of your financial decisions good ones. Good night, everybody.